We all want to live a life of purpose, clarity, and higher understanding. But what if I told you that just 1 minute a day could unlock the hidden dimensions of reality and elevate your life beyond anything you've ever imagined? What if a simple shift in awareness could open doors to the fifth dimension, where manifestation is instant, intuition is heightened, and synchronicities become the norm? This isn't just another spiritual concept, it's the ultimate life hack, one that only a few truly understand. Today, you're about to become one of them. Before we go deeper, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like there's more to life than what you see? That something is calling you, whispering to you in moments of silence? If so, you're not alone. You've already started to awaken, but awakening is just the beginning. The real question is, are you ready to take control of your reality? Imagine a world where time bends, where thoughts shape reality instantly, where you no longer struggle because the universe flows through you, not against you. This is the fifth dimension, a realm of existence beyond the limitations of the physical world. Most people are trapped in the third dimension, ruled by fear, limitations, and rigid structures. They believe in scarcity, competition, and struggle, thinking life is about survival, about working harder, pushing through, and hoping for the best. Others begin to awaken in the fourth dimension, where they start noticing patterns, synchronicities, and the power of their thoughts. However, many get stuck there, lost in the mind, overanalyzing, questioning, and doubting.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound insights.
The fifth dimension is where true magic happens. Here, you don't chase life, life comes to you. You don't force things, they align naturally. You don't live in fear, you exist in trust. You might be wondering, how do I shift into the fifth dimension? The answer is simpler than you think. It takes just 1 minute a day, and it starts with awareness. Right now, take a deep breath. Slow down. Feel this moment. Notice the space between your thoughts. That space is the doorway. Most people live life reacting to problems, stress, and emotions. But the secret to the fifth dimension is this: you don't react, you create. That begins with intentional focus. For the next minute, shift from thinking to observing. Witness your thoughts like passing clouds. Don't get attached, just watch. Now, ask yourself, who is the one watching? That silent awareness is the real you. The more you connect with that space, the more you shift into higher consciousness. The fifth dimension isn't far away, it's right here. It's just that most people are too distracted to notice, caught in the noise of the world, lost in their minds, chasing things that don't truly matter. When you reclaim just 1 minute a day, you begin unlocking your true potential. But awareness is just the first step. If you truly want to activate the fifth dimension, you must master the laws of higher reality. The first law is the law of instant manifestation. In the third dimension, manifestation is slow. You plant a seed, you wait, you work, you hope. But in the fifth dimension, manifestation happens now because there's no resistance, no doubts, no fears. Think about it: when you're completely aligned with something, when you know it's already yours, doesn't it come effortlessly? That's the key. For 1 minute a day, embody the feeling of already having what you desire. Not wanting it, not hoping for it, but feeling as if it's already yours. The universe doesn't respond to your words, it responds to your state of being. In the fifth dimension, your state of being is the command that shapes reality. The second law is the law of synchronicity. Have you ever thought about someone and they suddenly messaged you? Have you ever had a random idea that led to a life-changing opportunity? That's synchronicity. In the fifth dimension, life isn't random. Every moment is connected. Everything is happening for you, not to you. But here's the secret: synchronicities increase when you let go of control. Most people try to force life. They overplan, overthink, and worry. But the more you trust, the more the universe reveals the path. For 1 minute a day, practice surrender. Instead of worrying about how things will happen, say this: I trust the universe is aligning everything perfectly. I am open. I am ready, and then watch what happens. The third law is the law of energy alignment. Everything is energy. Your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions all emit a frequency, and that frequency determines what you attract. In the third dimension, people try to change their reality by taking more action. But in the fifth dimension, reality changes when you change your energy first. Every morning, before doing anything, shift into the frequency of your highest self. Close your eyes. Imagine the version of you who already has everything you desire. How do they feel? How do they feel? How do they think? How do they move through the world? Now, embody that energy. You don't become your highest self by waiting, you become them by being them now. When you do this daily, everything starts shifting. Now, let me ask you something. What would happen if you lived this way not just for 1 minute, but for your entire life? How different would your reality be? The truth is, you're already connected to the fifth dimension. You've just forgotten. But every time you tune in, even for a minute, you remember. The more you remember, the more you awaken. The more you awaken, the more you create. The more you create, the more you realize you were never separate from the universe. You are the universe. You are beginning to see the truth. Reality is not as fixed as you once believed. The more you practice these principles, the more you will realize that your external world is merely a reflection of your internal state. The shift into the fifth dimension is not about escaping reality, it is about seeing reality clearly for the first time. Now that you understand the foundational laws, let's go deeper into the practical application of these principles. It is one thing to know about the fifth dimension, but another to live it every single day. The key to maintaining this frequency is consistency. Most people have bursts of inspiration, moments where they feel connected, but then they fall back into old patterns of doubt and limitation. The reason is simple: they have not trained their consciousness to stay in alignment. Think about it like this: if someone wanted to become physically strong, would they go to the gym once and expect to be fit? No, they would train consistently, building strength over time. The same is true for consciousness. If you want to operate from the fifth dimension effortlessly, you must train your mind to stay in that state. This is why 1 minute a day is so powerful. It creates momentum, a ripple effect that begins to influence every aspect of your life. But there is a challenge. As you begin to shift into the fifth dimension, you might notice resistance from the third dimension. People around you may not understand. They might doubt you, question your new perspective, or even try to pull you back into old ways of thinking. This is the test. The universe is asking, are you truly ready to step into your highest self, even when others don't see what you see? One of the biggest barriers to maintaining the fifth dimension state is attachment to the past. Many people unknowingly carry the weight of old identities, past failures, and outdated beliefs. But here's the truth: who you were yesterday does not have to define who you are today. The universe is not holding you back, your attachment to the past is. The moment you decide to release those limiting beliefs, you set yourself free. So here is your next 1 minute practice: conscious detachment. Each day, take a moment to scan your thoughts and emotions. Ask yourself, what am I still holding on to that no longer serves me? It could be a limiting belief about money, a fear of failure, or even guilt from the past. Whatever it is, acknowledge it and then say, I release this now. I am free. Feel the weight leave you. The more you release, the lighter you become, and the lighter you become, the higher you rise. Now, let's talk about intuition. In the fifth dimension, logic is no longer your primary guide, intuition is. But most people don't trust their intuition because they have spent their entire lives relying on external validation. They have been taught to prioritize logic, facts, and what is realistic, but here's the paradox: what is realistic is simply a reflection of collective belief systems, not actual truth. The greatest breakthroughs in human history happened because someone trusted the unseen. Every great invention, every revolutionary idea, every spiritual awakening came from someone who listened to something beyond logic. You have this power too. Your intuition is always speaking to you, but the question is, are you listening? The next time you feel a gut instinct, a deep knowing, or an unexplainable urge to take action, pay attention. Do not dismiss it. The third dimension teaches you to second-guess yourself, but the fifth dimension teaches you to trust yourself completely. Here's a 1-minute intuition practice each morning. Before making any decisions, pause and ask your higher self for guidance. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and say, "What is the highest path for me today?" Then, listen. Do not force an answer. Just be open. The answer may not come in words, it may come as a feeling, a sudden idea, or a synchronicity later in the day. The more you practice this, the clearer your intuition will become. Now, let's discuss energy protection. As you rise into the fifth dimension, you will notice that your energy becomes more sensitive. You will feel other people's emotions more deeply. You will sense energy shifts before they happen. This is both a gift and a responsibility. You must protect your frequency. Not everyone is operating from the same level of awareness, and that's okay. But your job is to ensure that you do not lower your vibration to match theirs. Here's a 1-minute energy protection practice before entering any environment. Set an energetic boundary. Close your eyes and visualize yourself surrounded by a golden light. Say, "I am protected. Only love and high vibrations may enter my space." This simple practice will shield you from negativity and keep you aligned with your highest state. Now, let's go even deeper. One of the most profound aspects of the fifth dimension is time bending. In the third dimension, people believe time is linear. They think the past is behind them, the future is ahead, and the present is just a fleeting moment in between. But in the fifth dimension, time is fluid. The past, present, and future are all happening simultaneously. This means you can shift timelines. You can literally step into a new version of reality by changing your vibration. Here's how: for 1 minute a day, visualize your future self as if they already exist. Not as something far away, but as a version of you that is already living in another timeline. Feel their energy. See through their eyes. Then merge with them. Say, "I now align with the highest version of myself. I step into my best reality now." When you do this consistently, you will notice reality shifting around you. Opportunities will appear. People will respond to you differently. Your external world will begin to match your new internal state. Finally, let's talk about oneness. The ultimate realization of the fifth dimension is that you are not separate from anything. You are not separate from the universe. You are not separate from other people. You are not even separate from your desires. Everything is interconnected. The moment you truly feel this in your heart, all fear disappears. There is nothing to chase because you already are everything you seek. Here is your final 1-minute practice for today. Each night, before sleeping, place your hand on your heart and say, "I am one with the universe. I am deeply supported. Everything I desire is already mine." Feel the truth of these words. Let them sink into your subconscious. When you wake up, notice how different you feel. The fifth dimension is not a distant place. It is here, now. The only question is, are you willing to see it? Every time you take a moment to align, you step closer to your highest reality. Now that you have started integrating these practices, you may begin noticing profound changes in your daily life. The way people respond to you will shift. The things you once struggled for will begin to flow effortlessly. Synchronicities will become so frequent that they will feel like everyday occurrences. But the most important transformation will be internal. Your sense of self will expand, and you will realize that you are no longer the same person you were before. However, with this shift comes a new level of responsibility. When you access the fifth dimension, you are no longer just living for yourself. You are now a conscious creator, influencing the collective reality around you. You become a beacon of light, and the energy you emit has a direct impact on the world. This is why mastering your internal state is the most important thing you can do. You are no longer reacting to life, you are shaping it with every thought, every emotion, and every intention. At this stage, you must learn the art of non-resistance. One of the biggest reasons people stay stuck in lower dimensions is because they resist what is. They fight against their circumstances, they argue with reality, and they hold on to expectations of how things should be. But resistance only strengthens what you do not want. In the fifth dimension, you understand that by letting go, you gain control. When you stop resisting, you move into a state of flow where life unfolds effortlessly. Here's a 1-minute practice. Whenever you feel frustration, doubt, or fear, pause and mentally say, I surrender to the flow of life. I trust that everything is unfolding for my highest good. Take a deep breath and release the tension. The more you practice this, the faster you'll notice that problems dissolve instead of intensifying. Now, let's talk about quantum creation. Most people approach manifestation from a third-dimensional perspective. They believe they must take endless action, push harder, and control every detail. But in the fifth dimension, creation works differently. Instead of chasing, you align. Instead of forcing, you allow. Instead of hoping, you know. The key is living in the state of already having what you desire. The universe does not give you what you want, it gives you what you are. If you feel lack, you attract more lack. You attract more lack. If you feel abundance, you attract more abundance. This is why your state of being is the most important factor in manifestation. Here's a 1-minute practice to shift instantly into the vibration of having. Close your eyes and imagine a moment in the future where your desire has already manifested. Feel it as if it's happening now. Hear the sounds, see the details, and most importantly, embody the emotions. Then, simply let it go. Do not obsess over when or how it will happen. Trust that it is already set in motion. Now, let's go even deeper. Another major realization in the fifth dimension is that your identity is fluid. The person you think you are is just a collection of past experiences, habits, and beliefs. But what if you could step into a completely new version of yourself? What if you could shift your identity as easily as changing clothes? The truth is, you can. Reality is not fixed, and neither are you. The reason most people stay the same is because they keep reinforcing their old identity. But they wake up every day and unconsciously tell themselves the same story. I am this kind of person. I have these limitations. These are my struggles. But if you want to shift realities, you must shift identities. Here's a 1-minute practice each morning. Before starting your day, declare the new identity you are stepping into. Say, I am now embodying the version of me that is fully aligned, successful, and free. But throughout the day, act as if you are already that person. The more you do this, the faster your external reality will catch up. Now, let's talk about energetic detachment. One of the biggest reasons people struggle to manifest or experience higher dimensions is because they are too attached to outcomes. When you desperately want something, you create an energy of lack. But when you detach and trust, you create an energy of abundance. Think about it. Have you ever noticed that the things you manifest effortlessly are the ones you don't obsess over? It's because you are not creating resistance. The fifth dimension operates on the law of effortless alignment. When you trust that what is meant for you will come, it arrives faster. Here's a 1-minute practice. Anytime you feel anxious about a goal, close your eyes and say, I trust that what is meant for me will always find me. I release the need to control. Then shift your focus to gratitude. The more you practice this, the more you will experience instant manifestations. Now, let's talk about the illusion of separation. One of the biggest breakthroughs in the fifth dimension is realizing that there is no other. Everything is interconnected. Every person you meet is a reflection of you. Every situation is an extension of your own consciousness. When you understand this, you stop blaming, judging, or feeling like a victim. Instead, you take full responsibility for your reality. The moment you integrate this truth, life becomes effortless. You no longer fear others because you recognize them as a part of you. You no longer feel threatened because you understand that what benefits one benefits all. This is the level of consciousness where miracles happen daily. Here's a 1-minute practice. Anytime you feel triggered by someone, pause and ask, what part of me is being reflected here? Instead of reacting, observe. The more you do this, the more you will rise above conflict and experience true inner peace. Finally, let's talk about infinite expansion. The fifth dimension is not a final destination, it is just the beginning. Once you master these principles, you will continue evolving into even higher states of consciousness. There is no limit to how much you can expand. The only limit is the one you place on yourself. So here's the final 1-minute practice each night. Before sleeping, say, I now open myself to infinite expansion. I welcome new wisdom, new experiences, and new levels of consciousness the next day. Pay attention to the insights and synchronicities that appear. The more open you are, the faster you evolve. Now, let me ask you something. If you knew that your reality was entirely in your control, what would you create? If you truly believed that time, limitations, and struggle were illusions, how would you live? This is the truth. You are not here to live an ordinary life. You are here to ascend, to create, to expand beyond anything you ever thought possible. The fifth dimension is not something you enter, it is something you remember. It has been within you all along. Now, the choice is yours. Will you continue living as the limited version of yourself, or will you step fully into your infinite power? The shift is happening now. You are ready.